Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Ade Wally. We got a big boxing show for y'all today. And you know we talking boxing. We got Byron here schooling everybody on this thing. Before we get into this fight, make sure y'all go to Spectator Sporting YouTube page, subscribe, like, comment. We appreciate all the love y'all give us on TikTok as well. And also, if you're riding in your car, go ahead and turn on that Spotify and listen to us while you're riding down the highway. We have an exciting light heavyweight bout as David the Monster Benavidez, 28 years old, 30-0, 24 knockouts. Last fight defeated David Morrell in a 12-round unanimous decision, controlling the fight throughout against Anthony Yarde, 34 years old from the United Kingdom, 27-3, 24 knockouts, has been knocked out twice. Last fight defeated London Arthur in a 12-round unanimous decision, and now he is facing the biggest, baddest, one of the baddest dudes right now on the planet. Byron, what's your thoughts on the Monster Benavidez as he attempts to defend his WBC belt?
Okay, so in the comment section, I'm always called out for being biased. You guys always say you're biased, especially how I talk about y'all Precious Cinnamon, who got his ass whooped.
What you call him, a Precious Cinnamon?
Yeah, Precious Cinnamon. He got his ass whooped, and I predicted it, so you're mad at me. So here it is. I'm going to give you guys what you want because this is, I told you, even if it's my favorite fighter, I'm going to call out the bullshit, and the bullshit is going to be called out right now.
Let's go.
Because David, I'm not talking about David. That's another. David Benavidez should not be fighting Anthony Yarde. He should be fighting Callum Smith because Callum Smith is basically, he should be the number one contender for this belt, you know. And I really feel like this is a safe fight for David Benavidez, and you know where he's put himself in the 175-pound division. This is a step back, you know, as far as you know, he's a champion. This is a step back in competition because Callum Smith, who beat Joshua Buatsi, in a very competitive slugfest. That's the only way I could call it. It was a competitive slugfest. But Callum Smith should get a shot at David Benavidez. And it's not to say that David Benavidez wouldn't fight Callum Smith, but I think this is a safe route in order for him to get to Beterbiev and eventually Dmitry Bivol later in the year. But as far as this fight, David Benavidez is still, even though it's a step back, it's still a very competitive fight. But I do feel that with the opponents that David Benavidez has dominated over his career, I think this guy kind of just fits the mold of the guy that gets beat by David Benavidez. And it's not to say that Anthony Yarde, 27-3, with 24 KOs, he's definitely a legit opponent. This is a guy that can knock you out, but I don't know what he can do. I mean, it showed in his career what he does against guys with a good jab. He gets knocked out by them, but he's still a tough fighter, still a competitive fight, and probably one of the most competitive fight cards of the year. You know, shout out to Turk. This is a fight card that includes Haney versus Norman Jr., Jesse Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez, and Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. If you are a casual, watch this fight card. Every single fight is going to hit. Every single fight is going to be competitive. Turkey outdid itself with this card. But back to this main event fight, David Benavidez is looking to put himself in position to go after the top two of the 175-pound division, and that is Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. And after this fight, I really do feel that Beterbiev is next. And so this is kind of like, you know, Adi always talks about that fight before the fight. And so this is a very dangerous fight because Anthony Yarde is a very competitive guy. He's very game. He's going to be in there until you put him out. So this is a guy that doesn't have any problems banging with you for 12 rounds. I am very excited to see this fight.
Nah,
What y'all laughing at?
you said banging. That's
I know he's not. No Diddy. You know, no Diddy.
I'm messing with
but
you.
this is a guy. No, Anthony Yarde is a guy who's gonna sit in a pocket. He can sit in a pocket. Let me articulate that a little better.
Yeah.
He sits in a pocket with you. He has a great right hand. You know, no lazy jabs or anything because he will catch you. But this is a guy who's coming to win this fight. He's not gonna be in this fight to be a speed bump. He's gonna be here to try to win.
Yeah, his only losses came to Kovalev, who's a great
fighter, and
Beterbiev, and then he lost to Lyndon Arthur. But they did a trilogy. He won 2 out of 3 against Lyndon Arthur.
He did.
So hopefully, I know we've been bringing it up on the last few fights. Hopefully, Benavidez handles his business. I mean, just you gotta handle your business. You bring up a good point. Make sure you are prepared coming into this fight because you don't want to be one of them guys who looking ahead. And then next thing you know what happens. Adi, talk to me about David Benavidez, the monster, one of the most feared boxers out there maybe right now. Or maybe just feared by Canelo, but what's going on? What's your thoughts on him going into this fight?
Yeah, you brought up, I am afraid of these big fights not happening because these other guys like Yarde and things, and Wardley just beat Joseph Parker. I wanted to see Joseph Parker fight Usyk, and now we probably will never see this. So I am afraid, but now it's funny how you kind of attack your favorite boxer. Now I'm about to attack my favorite boxer, Dmitry Bivol. Okay. So David Benavidez defeated David Morrell in early February.
Yeah.
And then the Mexican monster went to Saudi Arabia in late February to watch the Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev fight with the expectations to fight the winner.
Yeah.
Dmitry Bivol beat Benavidez in the rematch. Then 2 months later, David Benavidez was the WBC mandatory challenger for Dmitry Bivol.
Yep.
And Dmitry Bivol vacated the WBC belt rather than fight David Benavidez, rather than sign up to fight David Benavidez. And his excuse was that he wanted to get a trilogy fight with Artur Beterbiev. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a duck move.
Yeah.
That's a duck. You know what I'm saying? Here was your choices. Fight David Benavidez or fight Artur Beterbiev. Okay?
David Benavidez, a former sparring partner.
Right. So if you choose him over him, you ducked him. You know what I'm saying? You ducked the Mexican monster.
That might have been.
And David Benavidez has no fear of Dmitry Bivol. He said he wants smoke with him. He want to fight him.
True. And so now a trilogy fight with Artur Beterbiev is unnecessary. Just like a trilogy fight between Tyson Fury and the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder was unnecessary, okay? And because that prevented the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight, okay? And if you ask a lot of people in the boxing world, would they rather see a trilogy fight between Wilder and Fury or Anthony Joshua fight Fury? I'm going with Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Okay,
Fury fan here, and I absolutely agree with that.
100%. Yeah, so I'm not big on the unnecessary trilogy fights. And Artur Beterbiev will be 41 years old in a couple of months. He's been postponing fights due to injury. He was supposed to fight Dion Nicholson. It's not happening. Apparently, there's an injury, and now when Artur Beterbiev defeated Dmitry Bivol in the first fight, it was a controversial win. Okay, and then in the rematch, it was a clear loss. He clearly lost the fight, okay? I don't want to see the trilogy. And so now, 4 months after the WBC belt was vacated by Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev began stirring up duck accusations against Dmitry Bivol for avoiding their trilogy fight.
Trying to age him out.
Yeah.
Right. He started accusing him of ducking. He said, my opponent chose the path of retreat, okay? But all of a sudden, right after that, back surgery. Dmitry Bivol says he needed back surgery.
You think he fainted?
No, no.
The surgery was real.
Okay, right. I'm not saying that. But the WBO actually required Dmitry Bivol to show his medical records. They was like, show us your medical records. They didn't believe him. Okay, but hey, I can't say what happened to his back. Okay,
you gotta call it out. And shout out to you for calling.
No, I was asking.
I like Dmitry Bivol. Okay,
this channel we are not biased. We call out our favorite fighters. We call out the fighters that you love. That's what we do.
Yeah, and so now, either due to the boxing gods, coincidence, or conspiracy, David Benavidez is going to have to go through a gauntlet of Anthony Yarde, Anthony Yarde is really good. Even if I saw Anthony Yarde fighting Colin Smith, I don't know why I would pick in that fight right there. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's a
legit opponent.
He's legit, and if he beats him, he's gonna have to go through Artur Beterbiev to get to Dmitry Bivol, and hopefully it's not one of those situations like, damn, what would have happened to Bivol for Benavidez?
We gotta see it. We have to see this fight,
and that's why this fight is so scary because Yarde can land something, and Lord Jesus,
Yarde is no cupcake.
He's not a cupcake. He's not a tomato can. He's not.
So explain to the people out there about Anthony Yarde. Okay, obviously 27-3, 24 knockouts. Last fight defeated Lyndon Arthur in a 12-round unanimous. What makes him so dangerous to the Mexican Monster?
Well, unlike the Mexican Monster's previous opponents versus Caleb Sweethand's Plant, Demetrius Boo Boo, and Dre, he got yeah.
He trying to get me on the. He's trying to get me on the.
Caleb Sweethand.
Sweet hands.
Oh my goodness.
His hands is sweet.
Yeah, man. You got them hands.
You got
the
hands.
combinations.
Yeah.
And also Dmitry Bivol and Dre. He also fought Alexandra the Nail, Vosdick, and David Morrell. Unlike all those guys, this guy Anthony Yarde, he throws loads of punches and power shots. Okay.
He got pop.
In his last fight, the trilogy fight versus Lyndon Arthur, he threw 735 punches and 514 power shots.
That's a lot of punches. Holy crap.
Yeah, this guy, he keeps coming, all right? And the American boxing world is about to find out what the UK fans, what they already know, that this David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde fight it has great potential to be fight of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna get a lot of action in this fight, okay? Because Yarde has been in some bangers, okay?
Yeah.
And versus the Russian WBO champ, the Crusher Kovalev, okay? It looked like Yarde was about to pull off an upset in the 8th round. He had Kovalev, he had him hurt, and it looked like he was gonna pull off the upset. But Kovalev survived that 8th round. He got his second win. And Yarde was too exhausted to finish him off. And then in the 11th round, Kovalev went ahead and knocked him out. Okay, that jab. Okay, he does have problems with the jab, but he will come at you really fast, Anthony Yarde. And Yarde, he also was in a Fight of the Year candidate in 2023 versus Dr. Titanium Fist, Artur Beterbiev. Okay, and the momentum in that fight kept swinging like a pendulum, but in the 8th round, Anthony Yarde, he attempted a risky right lead uppercut, and Beterbiev, he countered with a short right hand. He knocked down Anthony Yarde. Yarde would get up, but his corner went up throwing in the towel when Beterbiev was just having his way.
It was over.
But it was a great fight. I mean, it was a really, really great fight. Yarde,
he's not in bad fights.
Yes.
He's not in bad fights.
This guy is all action. He tested Beterbiev, he tested Kovalev, okay? So this guy will come at you. He ain't afraid of nobody, okay? And so, Yarde, he's been through the fire, okay? The man has 24 victories by knockout, number 3 WBA contender, number 4 WBC contender, 34 years old, he's a vet, won't be an easy out.
Nope.
Byron, what's your thoughts on Anthony Yarde as he tries to pull off one of the biggest upsets in boxing
I can honestly say, before we do these shows, about a week before, I like to look at the last 2 or 3 fights. And I found myself watching a couple of fights twice. I love watching him fight. Like this guy is he bangs for 12 rounds. Like you either stop him or he stops you.
Right.
And he doesn't stop, he comes forward. And he's very tough. But the thing is, the only problem that he has is a major problem. Adi alluded to it, is he is susceptible to a jab, a good jab. And unfortunately for him, David Benavidez got a hell of a jab. He got a hell of a jab. But the thing with this fight is, David Benavidez is one of those guys that he loves fighting on the inside. He loves mucking it up. So the reason why this is a must-watch fight is because it's going to get to the point where they're going to trade on the inside. And I can't wait to see it because David Benavidez cannot be lazy with the jab at all because Yarde will be looking to land an overhand right on any type of lazy jab, like that orthodox jab. He's looking to land that right over the top. He's looking to land it. And don't just think his right hand will clip you because his left hook will put you to sleep. This guy has power. So I'm very interested to see how David Benavidez approaches this fight. If he fights this fight big at range, I think it's easy for him. But that's just not how David Benavidez fights. He's going to muck it up. He's going to get it on the inside and want to throw uppercuts and want to try to, Floyd Mayweather and land shots. And that's going to be the time where Yarde will have his best opportunities to hurt David Benavidez. And if he does hurt him, this is a guy you don't want on you. This is a guy you do not want on you. Anthony Yarde, 6 feet, 72-inch reach. David Benavidez, 6'2", a 74.5-inch reach. So Yarde has to get on the inside. David Benavidez has to keep him at the end of his jab. And this is like, Turkey, for everything you say about Turkey, and some people like him, some people hate him, but this is a good matchup, and even though I did throw shade because I don't feel he's fighting the opponent that he should be fighting, but this is still a very tough opponent. And if you look at David Benavidez's body of work, he does not take off fights. And even though this fight, you had 2 of the top 5 fighting each other, and you being the champion, you should have took that winner of that top 5 fight. I can't be mad at him fighting Anthony Yarde. And a lot of people will pick Yarde in this fight, and you will not be wrong to pick him. But who is going to stand in front of a David Benavidez jab and be successful? And if it's one thing about Yarde and the fights that I did look at, that jab is his kryptonite. Like, you can land it early, you can land it often. And so is he going to be able to weather the storm of the first 7 rounds of this fight to be successful in the championship rounds? Because you have 2 fighters that can get deep in those championship rounds and be successful. David Benavidez can get a knockout in the championship rounds, but so can Anthony Yarde. He can also be successful and get a knockout in the championship rounds. I am so excited for this fight. This is going to be a great fight, and I hope you do not miss it.
I think the key for Anthony Yarde, correct me if I'm wrong, is landing some big shots. You know what I'm saying? Through those first 7 rounds you're talking about, at least make David Benavidez feel your presence. Adi, what was you going to say?
Oh, no, I believe it's
Yarde.
Okay.
Anthony Yarde.
Yeah. So, but that's the key for Yarde, because this is a big time matchup. Super excited for it. So Byron, we went through the fight. Look like we're gonna have a lot of action in this fight. Is there an upset brewing in this fight or no?
No, it's not an upset brewing in this fight. David Benavidez is a very tough, and as far as a lot of you Mexican fans got very upset when I told you that your precious cinnamon he's dumpster juice. Let him go. This is the guy. And the thing is, David Benavidez has all the strengths of that Mexican fighter. He's tough, he got a chin, and he likes to fight. And David Benavidez could easily win this fight just off his jab, but he ain't gonna do that shit. David Benavidez is going to test himself. David Benavidez is going to get in this fight and make a fight, and he's going to push himself because he wants, again, this is the best way to get to the top competition. You fight that common opponent. And David Benavidez wants Beterbiev next. He wants that fight next. And so in this fight, he's going to be the best that he can be because he wants to show out so that he can set up this fight with one of the top 175-pound fighters in the world. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. But David Benavidez is going to knock Anthony Yarde out.
Yeah.
He's going to knock him out in the 10th round. He's going to knock him out in the 10th round. And the reason why I'm saying it's a knockout is because I think Anthony Yarde is going to run into a jab that he will not be able to get away from. And I don't think he's faced a jab this good except for Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev has the same type of jab, that power jab. And not that it's, I'll take that back. David Benavidez doesn't have a power jab, but he's going to throw so many jabs that it's going to kind of weather him down. And so I don't see that this fight will go into the 11th and the 12th because I don't think Anthony is going to have, enough to stand up to it. I mean, you might see a cut in this fight. You might see a lot of damage in this fight because David Benavidez throws a lot of shots. For a 175 pounder, he throws shots like a middleweight. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna throw a lot of shots in this fight. He's gonna set up everything behind that jab, and I think he's gonna win the exchanges on the inside. And I got a knockout in 10, man.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
I got a knockout in 10.
The Mexican Monster in the 10th round knockout. Do you agree with Byron?
Well, for the first time in the light heavyweight division, the Mexican Monster will have the reach advantage over his opponent, okay? Mm-hmm. He didn't have it against David Morrell or Daniel Volstik, okay? And in the first half of Anthony Yarde's last fight versus Lyndon Arthur, I had him down on the scorecards after the first 6 rounds. I had him down on the scorecards, mainly because Lyndon Arthur was doing very solid work behind that jab, okay? Mm-hmm. But in the second half of the fight, I don't know what happened. Lyndon Arthur, his footwork on there, he got stuck on the ropes for a very long time, and Yarde went to work on him on the ropes, winning most of the exchanges, and he won that fight by a unanimous decision. I had a 115-113. Yarde beat Lyndon Arthur, okay? And so now, David Benavidez, he threw 172 jabs against Daniel Volstik and 175 jabs in his last fight versus David Morrell. I want him to get that number up to 250 or more. Okay, you just got to jab away. Like even Kovalev, when he got in trouble in the 8th round and the 9th round, when he came back in the second win, he just started jabbing and keeping the distance.
And that's the fight I watched twice. Yes. That was a very entertaining fight. That was a very entertaining.
And Kovalev got out that jam with the jab.
After getting knocked down. I mean, after getting hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, he was hurt. But he just went to go to the jab.
Leaned on the jab.
Yep. And so, but Yarde, he needs to win this fight within the first 8 rounds.
Okay.
Because he has a tendency of gassing out in the championship rounds. Now, David Benavidez, he has no knockouts at the light heavyweight division. I don't even think he got a knockdown. No, he don't even have a knockdown at the light heavyweight division. And I say he's going to get it in the 11th round. Ooh. He's going to stop Yarde in the 11th round.
Hey, 10-11.
I love it. I think the way the action that's going to be happening in this fight is going to be times where fighters is going to be vulnerable. But I think I'm with y'all. But I actually got David Benavidez in the 9th round.
And here's the thing. This is an opponent that caters so much to David Benavidez's strengths.
Yeah.
And as messed up as this sounds, I would have rather see him against Callum Smith. And the reason being is because I think it would have been a fight where it would have been a lot more competitive because Artur Beterbiev is a different monster.
Yeah.
He has never faced an opponent with that type of power, with that type of, this is a guy he's bigger than. This is a guy he will easily be able to put his jab on. So is this going to be a good setup for Artur Beterbiev fight?
I know. I get a different, perspective. I think Yarde is very dangerous.
He is,
because I think one thing is like the Mexican Monster likes to fight inside.
Yeah,
he don't really work behind the jab like he should. He's 6'2".
But he throws. I mean, you just alluded to 100 plus jabs in the fight.
Yeah. But he likes to fight. He likes to bang.
Yeah, he loves to bang.
He likes to go in the phone booth and exchange. Yeah. He likes to do that. Yeah, he does jab, but you could tell he loves to get in the phone booth and exchange. Yeah. And that's what Yarde loves to do. Yeah. If you look at Yarde when he's fighting Lyndon Arthur, when he's fighting Kovalev, these guys just taller than him, they have a longer reach than him. He's trying to get inside. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
So so basically, if he doesn't work off the jab and he does get into this like natural, I want to fight in the phone booth thing, and Yarde lands, like Yarde actually hurt Artur Beterbiev in the 5th round of their fight. Mm-hmm. He hurt Kovalev. Okay, he knocked out Lyndon Arthur in the 4th round, so he has 24 knockouts.
Yeah, he has power.
And Benavidez has been down before against Ronald Gavril.
Yeah.
So that scares me. And I just hope he can get through it because I want to see him fight Bivol.
Hey man, that's what we all hoping for.
I think he's fighting Bivol regardless.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that fight. So great fight, Benavidez. Hopefully we are correct and he handles his business because we've seen too many times in boxing where you don't handle your business and now you got to come up with a whole nother fight.
A rematch.
Yep. You've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to Byron for the boxing insight. Make sure you go on Spectator Sporting YouTube page, subscribe, like, comment. Go on TikTok, keep running those comments up. We appreciate it. And if you're riding in your car, go ahead and listen to it on Spotify. In the meantime, in between time, we are out. Peace.